what I'm going to try to do is reduce the whole diameter of it this time. Bring it up and in a little bit.
What'd you start out with?
I think it was about 7.
Okay.
I'm just making one of those jars out there that likes out in the show, the red jar. It's just a stupid cylinder. And I can't even do it. There, I'm done. I think this clay is hard to throw. It's not as easy as something with some grog in it or two. I like the smoothness of it. It doesn't want to make huge pots, although I do make those big plates out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't like to go up, it'll go out.
Right. Yeah, it's real plastic, but it doesn't like to go up.
What clay is it?
67.
There isn't any.
There you go. Lay this down. Mess up his nice table.
I noticed on your boxes you didn't worry about cleaning out or getting the water out of the inside of those so much, or maybe you did and it wasn't.
I don't rib the bottom usually, unless it looks real bad. Alright. I'm just going to throw another little lid for that one. I measured the outside on that. I'm going to treat it similar. I might want it to, for sure, I'm going to leave the edge a little thicker. I'll probably make it just a little, I want it definitely big enough to overlap it. I don't care if it's flush. I've got more clay than I need on this. I'm making my little bowl. And I want these pieces to be a little thicker than about there. Just open that little bowl, split it. Okay, I'll throw a round jar. Now if you're using a plaster bat, on those I'll wet it down, I'll put that thing on there a little. On a plaster bat you have to throw a big thing of water on it first and let it absorb, or else when you're about halfway through the pot, when you're pulling up on it, it'll release. You know how you learn that? But on this, I think I like it a little wet. Or else sometimes it'll cup up a little underneath there and you don't know until you cut it off and look at it. You got a little cup where it didn't stick. So I think just a little wet.
So about 5 pounds.
It's about 7. I would normally make it about 6. The small jars used to be 2.5 pounds, and the large jars were 5. And when I got the new kiln, everything got bigger. You know, the prices didn't go up. The big plates went from 25 to 28 pounds. The large plate went from 15 to 18 pounds because I had the extra space. The small jars went from 2.5 to 3 pounds. The large jars went from 5 to 6 pounds. I don't know. You know, everything else, you know, you're buying half-gallon orange juice and it's only 60 ounces.
All get one size.
Not even Kemp pottery. I'd get more for your money.
Sounds like a logo to me.
Yeah, really.
More for your money.
You get more pot for your money. I'm gonna be fine.
I centered this one a little higher, and it's gonna have a small base, so I'm just going straight down in, and I'm probably gonna leave this about 3/4 of an inch thick. So it's a little. I'm gonna make this a little thinner, maybe. Yeah, about 3/4. So I'm gonna have a foot on it afterwards. So on a round pot, so I basically have my bottom done. You know, it's going to be like that. Now, what I'm going to do, start on the outside and on the inside. And here, you know, it's so thick that you're not squeezing really against each other a lot. But I start at the bottom, I come up and out, and then up and in.
A little variation.
Keep my rim on there.
Go ahead.
Keep my finger marks close together. If you get your finger marks too far apart, they're going to be too deep. You're going to get those wet spots. Now go in again in the bottom. Up. Get some height on it. And then back in. Got 2 pulls. So I'm just holding steady on that inside hand, okay? And I really, you know, it's really my middle finger on that.
So your index finger's not doing that much.
Well, they're all together, but I have that one, you know, that one sticks out a little more, so maybe that's, so I kind of draw those back a little, but I squeeze them all together, okay? Or like that, but it's real tight, okay? Same way out here. I've got all these fingers. And I can use either one, you know.
There's a name for that. Is that ambidextrous?
That goes both ways.
Yeah, either fingers.
Digital dexterous. Digital dexterous.
I'm going to go ahead and get a couple pulls, just scrape that off a little. A lot of times your fingers will get caught in your old grooves, you know, and throw you off. So that'll help you not get caught in the old ruts. Now, I might determine at this point, you know, do I want this shape to be maybe flatter on the top? Do I want it round? I'm going to go for kind of round, but a little lower. So I'm kind of, at this point, I got to determine which, I'm going to have to start coming out more here, pushing a little, and my inside, the base of the inside is about that big in diameter, and outside you can see what's going on here. That's probably about as close as it's going to, I'm going to have to leave that much clay to support it. It's either a cantilever, you know, just hanging out over that edge. It's the same thing you're doing here. You know, leaving thickness right in here, only you have to leave the whole bottom thick.
Now, when you say leave that much thickness, how far up are you saying leave that thickness?
Well, I'm saying I'm probably not going to take, I just went in and took, and I stuck my finger in
Right.
another ½ inch. So I'm just
That's
saying,
gonna be-
I'm probably about done there.
All right.
And really, what you got when you're doing this is 2 lines. One line going out, I mean there's a little curve to them. You got one line going out, and then one line, you know, coming back in. You got to think of it that way. You can't think about the curves right now. It's not important. Even though there's a little curve to it. But that gives you support too. Whereas if you try to cantilever this out way too far over that base, it's going to collapse. Okay, go. I really was stretching at that time. And I come around and I go back in. Now I can come back. I still have a lot of, a decent amount of thickness right in there, and I'm just going to draw it up and in. Check what's going on with the rest of it. Maybe do a rib. I've got some deep finger marks going up on top here. When I rib it on the outside, I am using the side of my hand on the inside to shove it. You know what I mean? Supporting that, because it doesn't do everything I need it to do just by doing that. You can do that to the inside of a bowl because you got your bat that you're pressing against. So. And I want to get that smaller still, so I'm going to bring it over. Again, I keep that rim, okay? That's what helps support it, or else, it's too thin, it'll just fall down in. And I'm really on the edge of being too flat on top, or as flat as I want to get it. Again, if you get it real flat when it's firing, or it might cave in on you.
So you focus on the rim for support rather than the shoulder itself?
Well, the shoulder, I do have that line going across there. I mean, that shape is important. And like I say, it's too flat, so I might bring it, follow that line a little more. I just don't want any real big breaks in the line, or else it could collapse. Now I'm just going to go down in here. I'm pretty good down in the bottom, and I'm just going to push out these. Should be on this side.
Hard to move around.
We'll have to have two cameras.
Right about here. I might like. I just went a little lower on that. I dropped that all down a little bit so I could get some more clay to make this opening just a little smaller. And I guess at this point I'm determining how it's going to look. There's going to be a lot of trimming on the bottom there where it holds it. And like I say, I like to get out that shiny stuff. So that'll show up later. I like the metal ribs because they don't leave the texture of the wood in them. Especially when you're doing it a lot. I don't know if you're making stoneware or something, it might not matter, but with a smooth clay, just like everything shows up. Trying to get that one little thing out.
Where are you?
Huh?
I kind of like that.
It's just the way I want it.
I had a little too much clay there anyway, and I got the neck the right size.
I see.
My lucky day.
I love that one.
Well, it's just the hardest one there, is really, compared to a cylinder. That's why, when you look at old salt glazed jars, some of them, some just to put a little bit of a curve into a cylinder takes a lot of time. Some potters tear it a little more as far as making
Remember I was
crowns.
at Idle Jordan yesterday and I saw some of the Marias. Like, yeah.
Kind of,
That's all coil work.
yeah.
I know, it's amazing.
I could probably fix that later.
So when you say you use a lot of clay at the base, it's basic, what you're saying is that it's a real thick wall at the base.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Do you have a dry mark?
You got this marker here.
Okay.
Is there some there?
Can you wrap that napkin around it, please?
Oh, so it's not all full of clay.
That's the inside.